We're taking you to the most attractive Cinque Terre village, Vernazza.
Well, you can get from one village to the next by hiking or by train or by boat. We're going to take you on a little boat ride now. There's regular ferry service that connects each of the villages, and it takes about anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes to actually travel from one village to the next once you're underway. So they're really quite close, and it's a lovely boat ride. You get to mingle a little bit with the locals and with the tourists. And most of these tourists are Europeans or either Italians or maybe Germans out for a day's hiking adventure. So that's part of the fun as well, is interacting with some of these other tourists. And soon enough we come to the next village along the coastline, the very enchanting and charming village of Vernazza. You see they've built a jetty here to form a little bit of a harbor. They didn't have any natural harbors in the area, so they had to build their own. And the harbors are about the size of a postage stamp. The boats can pull into the dock just briefly, just tie up long enough to make the connection, and a little bit bouncy here as we go down the gangplank and get onto dry land and explore this tiny village of Vernazza, which may be the most beautiful of all. It's a little bigger than Corniglia, let's say, a little bigger than Manarola, and yet it's still very, very small. So small that you can walk through it from one end to the other in about 10-15 minutes. But you'll want to take your time here. You'll want to slow down. Get into this local pace. There's no rush here. These buildings have been standing for many, many centuries and they're not going anywhere. So take your time, explore the little side alleys, and yes, there are going to be staircases. After all, these are hill villages, so there's hardly any flat level surfaces here, but it's easy enough. And at Vernazza, they've got this very distinctive landmark. It's this tower that was part of the medieval wall that went around the village to protect it from invaders. In the ancient days, there was lots of invaders and pirates that would come in from the sea. Now it's all fun and games and very peaceful. There's so little level land that the kids use the beach as their soccer field. And sometimes they use the main pedestrian lane as an extension of the soccer field. So watch out for flying soccer balls as you walk through the streets. Locals are just hanging out. They are really enjoying the village as much as the visitors do. And the foods. Oh, there's so many fine restaurants scattered throughout these 5 villages. You can have a table by the seaside with a spectacular view right in the heart of the village. Vernazza is a nautical place, as are all of these villages. They're just within a stone's throw of the water no matter where you're living. And you can stay in these little villages. They do have some bed and breakfasts. There's no hotels as such, but bed and breakfast, yes. The train makes easy connections from one village to the next, so you can go by boat or just hop a train. The train service is frequent.